Hey everyone, Flint Truth here. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's had a good week so far, good weekend. I'm not gonna say Happy Halloween. I don't celebrate those um, holidays. However, I will say that I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. I wanted to talk to you guys about these YouTube shows. You know, and me, I don't keep up with sports, so I don't particularly care. What these clowns are up to. But I thought maybe I should put it out here because there are people that are being misled by these people, and this was just a good example, so I figured I'd use it. So this guy right here, you can see he's got a Jesus is King hat. Someone might be saying, well, what's the point of this video? Well, this guy claims to be a Christian. He's got his own Locked On podcast, and if you guys are familiar with YouTube at all, which imagine most of you guys are because you guys are on my YouTube channel, so obviously you guys are familiar probably with all these YouTube podcast shows that have been popping up the last few years, and this Locked On, there's like Locked On. It's for every team, every city, every state. They have a Locked On. So obviously they're a committee that they all work together. Kind of like a Freemason club. They're all sponsored by the same people. They're all it's a network. It's put together almost like a Big Ten network or a ESPN network or whatever. It's a network, only it's a YouTube network, and they go around and they find people like that they think will benefit them. People that are either part of the club, part of the I'm sure everyone that's in the group, is a made person, right? They're either connected to a Freemasonry, some type of fraternity. They're connected somehow to the occult, the government. You can be assured of it. But the point of this video is you see his hat is Jesus is King. He's some clown. Of course, if you guys pay attention to watch any of his stuff, he's a clown. He's a Satanist like all the rest. But he's got a tattoo, he says in this video, that says on his back that says Jesus. And so he's doing this video and he's talking about bullcrap, about stupid, Michigan State, like ridiculousness. But he cusses. He says a swear word and he catches himself and he says, "I'm sorry, I don't like saying that. I have a Jesus tattoo on my back." And so that makes it so I don't like to do bad things. So I wanted to touch on that. You see this shill right here. He says, "Hey, I got a Jesus tattoo on my back. I'm wearing a Jesus is King shirt. Of course I'm a Christian. Of course I'm saved." And he's absolutely not saved. You can watch this guy and just know that he's not saved. And they're frauds, right? They just wear like a Jesus is King shirt, or they'll get a little Jesus tattoo, and they want people to believe them, buy into their antics. And like I said, this guy's just a wolf in sheep's clothing. Here's his part of his signal, as you guys can let me see if I can, right here, Locked On Wolverines podcast. And as you guys can see, the pentagrams there. You got the as above, so below, right? You got the pentagram, the top pentagrams facing upwards, and then you got the inverted pentagrams facing downward on the bottom, right? As above, so below. And these Locked On podcasts are popping up all over. And like I said, the point of this video is because when you guys hear clowns like this guy who claims to, say, "Hey, I have a Jesus tattoo," and I have his name written on my back. Well, I'm sure the Jesus tattoo that you have is not the real Jesus. Second of all, you're not supposed to be getting tattoos as a saved person, as part of the saved body of Christ. Okay, that's a cutting into the flesh. It's strictly forbidden. It's one thing if you do it as a lost person, you don't know no better, and all of a sudden you get saved. You're not making no more decisions like that to go and further mark up your body. Now, if you've done it as a lost person, it happens. You've made mistakes. I guess them are kind of your battle scars. However, if you're supposed to be a saved person, you're supposed to be a Christian, and you're running out getting those, you are not a saved person, okay? And there's a lot of people that claim to be Christians, and they're going out and getting these so-called Christian or religious tattoos, and you're not honoring God by doing that, okay? God doesn't find glorification in you going and putting poison ink in your body and taking a needle and stabbing your body, until the point where it bleeds, and having that ink set in permanently in your skin. You're not doing that for a good cause, okay? God doesn't like it. It doesn't make Jesus happy. And like I said, so I wanted to touch on that. I also wanted to touch on that, hey, I understand mistakes happen. I understand that people, sometimes make mistakes when they're younger, and those things happen, especially in the generation of today where it seems like everybody anymore has a tattoo. I personally have none, and I'm so thankful for that. And if you have one, like I said, hopefully you're convicted by it. Hopefully you're not going out and getting new ones. Hopefully you're not encouraging your friends and family to go out and get them, and people that are in the church and are a part of the saved body of Christ. Make sure that we're putting this information out there. Make sure that we're saying, hey, let's watch out for wolves in sheep's clothing, for like these guys that claim that they get these Jesus tattoos, but yet cussing out their mouth every 2 seconds. And he was aware of what he was doing. That was why he, sat there and said, hey, I shouldn't be cussing because I have a Jesus tattoo on my back. No, how about you shouldn't be cussing because it's nasty, it's profane, it's vulgar, it's indecent, it's disgusting, it's not manly, it's not morale, it's not something you should be doing. It's not something that a Christian should be doing. That's something that a lost person does, something that a devil does. And we're not supposed to be the same as the lost world and the devils. There's supposed to be a difference in our life. So I wanted to warn you guys about people like him and these locked on podcasts, because like I said, they're popping up all over. And for every single, and I don't watch sports. I don't keep up with sports, but I get sent things. And I think it's important for me to put information out there for people that do watch sports and that are on YouTube looking for, ways to pass their time instead of opening up the Bible and reading a book. A lot of people get online and they watch a video, and everybody's interests are different. And I would just warn you guys that, one, sports is not what we should be wasting our time on. Okay, it's the same thing with Caesar and the Roman Empire, right? It's the same thing that Caesar did back in, the gladiator days, right? You give them the Roman circus, right? You give them the circus to keep them occupied, keep them entertained, and then you keep their bellies full with the bread and the wine. And that's the same thing they have it now with the football and the circuses and everything else that they have, right? All these so-called sports and Olympics. It's just to keep people docile, and then if you notice, like the fight that happened at the Michigan State game, they're claiming, everybody's shocked that there's even going to be charges filed because they said it happened in the realm of the football field, which supposedly, if it happens on a football field, I guess there's no repercussions. I guess there's no, I guess it's just a lawless arena, almost like the gladiators, right? There's no laws, there's no rules. And you can even see the police officers in that scuffle, they do nothing. The police officers don't even try to intervene. Like, the police aren't seeing an illegal act with 10 people jumping on one guy. And it really just says everything, that it's the gladiator. It's the Roman Empire days. It's the same thing. It's what they do. They keep you entertained, right? Dumb down, docile, keep you sidetracked, keep your mind on things that don't mean nothing. And it's sad that people can't see the forest for the trees, right? People are so obsessed with these sports that they're willing to fight somebody they don't know, willing to get mad at somebody they don't know, all because another team won or another team scored or this happened. It's ridiculous, guys. It's made to work off your emotions and work off your feelings, and to put you in a certain mindset, to get you in a tribal mindset, like a prehistoric mindset, a meatball mindset. And be aware, like I said, these locked on people, all these podcasts that are suddenly popping up. Anybody in Joe Blow can do a podcast, I guess, anymore. And it's fine, whatever. Everybody has different interests, so anybody can do what they want. But if you're a saved person, you definitely shouldn't be wasting your time with watching those things, participating in those things. You should be trying to wake up others, spending your time reading the Bible, trying to get spiritually enlightened, become closer to Jesus Christ. Those are my goals, and hopefully that's hopefully those are some of your similar goals too, that you guys aren't sitting around wasting your time watching sports and wasting your money. So like I said, watch out for clowns like these guys. As you guys can see, the Locked On Wolverines podcast. Watch out for clowns like these that claim that they're Christians. And this is how they get people. Oh, he's a Christian, I can watch him. He's a Christian that watches sports. It's another Christian, I can watch it. No, you can't. Okay, that's being of the world. Okay, it's a pagan culture. It's a pagan idolatry. Okay, so let's see through these people. And I just wanted to, you know, quickly touch base on this guy. Like I said, don't have nothing personally, like, don't hate the man. Hopefully he does get saved. Hopefully he gets, you know, if he's a Freemason or whatever connections that he has to be able to get this spotlight and to be able to, you know, get a big channel and be able to have all these successful businesses that he claims that he has. Obviously he's connected, okay? And anybody, these Dos of Dions or any of these big channels, these micro mics, you know, all these big channels, there's a reason why they're allowed to get big and why they're not shut down. They're not shut down because they're part of the shill network, is the best way to say it. So I'm going to leave it with that. More videos coming out today, so make sure you look out for it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It really does help the YouTube channel. Helps with the algorithm. And I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all, and have a great week.